Hello and welcome, everyone. To all the students of Europe Hotel School, I'm thrilled to be speaking with you today. You see, for a long time in the hotel world, marketing was like using a megaphone, just shouting one message to as many people as we possibly could. But what if we could change that? What if we could turn that megaphone into a personal, one-on-one conversation with every single guest? Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. We're going to dive into how AI is making that a reality. And trust me, this is going to define your careers in this industry.
And this quote right here, it just says it all, doesn't it? For decades, hotel marketing was purely a numbers game. The bigger your email list, the better, right? But today's guests, they expect so much more. They expect us to actually know them. Think about it. Sending the same generic offer to a loyal business traveler and a family on their first vacation with you, it's a completely wasted opportunity. So the big question is, how do you personalize for everyone at scale? The answer, as you'll see, is a much smarter approach.
So we are entering a new era here, and it's all about what we call dynamic personalization. It's a fundamental shift in how we communicate, especially when it comes to email. Now, you might be surprised, but email is still the highest return on investment channel for hotels. Why? Because you're talking to a warm audience, people who already know you and trust you. But to really make the most of that trust, we've got to stop guessing and start listening to what their digital behavior is telling us.
And this chart, it lays out the difference perfectly. The old way, mass marketing, it's like a speaker talking at a bored crowd. The message is the same for every single person, and honestly, it rarely connects. But dynamic personalization, that's a conversation. It's interactive. It understands that everyone in that crowd has different needs, different interests, and it tailors the message just for them. And this doesn't just bump up engagement, it actually builds real relationships that lead to bookings.
Okay, so how does this actually work, in the real world? How can an AI system possibly create a unique, personalized journey for every single guest? Well, it all starts by building an intelligent system that's constantly listening to a guest's digital footprint. And at the very heart of this system is a really simple but incredibly powerful idea.
The engine that makes all of this go is something called an automated trigger. The easiest way to think about it is like a digital tripwire. If a guest does a specific thing, like looking at a certain room type on your website, then it triggers a pre-planned automated response. These triggers are all hooked up to your guest data platform, your GDP, which is basically the brain of the operation. It holds all your guest information and turns all that raw data into real action.
Let's walk through a classic example, the abandoned booking. We've all done this. A potential guest is on your site, and they spend 3 full minutes looking at your deluxe suite. That is a huge signal of interest. But then, life happens. The phone rings, the dog barks, and they close the tab. In the old days, that lead was just gone. Poof. But with an automated trigger, the system remembers. It waits for a strategic amount of time, maybe 2 hours, and then sends a perfectly timed, super specific follow-up. And look at the message it sends. It's not some generic, "Hey, please come back" email. No way. It mentions the exact suite they were looking at and adds a small, valuable perk. Now, for the guest, this doesn't feel like marketing at all. It feels like a helpful reminder that helps them finish something they already wanted to do. It's personal, it's relevant, and you know what? It really works.
But here's the thing. Sending the right message is really only half the battle. The true genius in these AI systems comes from optimizing the moment, because the most perfect offer, sent at the wrong time, is just noise in a crowded inbox. This is where AI goes beyond simple automation and gets into true intelligence.
And it does this through something called send time optimization. So you can forget everything you've heard about the best practice of sending all your emails at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday. The AI doesn't care about best practices for the masses. It cares about individual behavior. It looks at each person's history to figure out the precise moment they are most likely to open, read, and actually click on your email.
And the impact this has is just staggering. I mean, look at this chart. A generic send time might get you a 20% open rate, which is okay. But AI-optimized timing, it can more than double that. So for example, the AI learns that one of your business travelers always checks their email at 7 a.m. sharp on weekdays. Boom, it delivers your message then. But for a leisure traveler who likes to browse on Sunday evenings, it holds that message until the perfect moment. It's all about meeting them on their schedule, not yours.
And it goes even deeper than that. The AI is also testing things like subject lines in real time. So it might send out, say, 5 different versions, like your exclusive offer or a little treat from us, to a few small groups. It instantly sees which one is getting the most clicks, and then it automatically sends that winning version to everybody else. Every single piece of the puzzle is being optimized by data.
Now, this is where it gets really powerful. All of this intelligence isn't just trapped in your email system. The same guest data, the same AI principles, can be used to create a consistent, personal experience for your guests across the entire web, long after they've left your site.
One of the most powerful tools for this is called lookalike modeling. This is where the AI stops being reactive and starts being proactive. It studies the data of your best, most profitable guests to build a super detailed digital profile. Then it goes out onto platforms like Facebook and Google and finds new audiences of people who share incredibly similar behaviors and interests.
So let's imagine one of your best guests is someone who once stayed at a luxury boutique hotel in Paris, and their online behavior shows they have a really strong interest in fine dining. Okay, that's a perfect profile for the AI to work with.
So now, when a completely new person who happens to match that exact same profile is scrolling through social media, the AI flags them as a top-tier prospect for your hotel in London. But it doesn't just show them a generic ad. No, it shows them a targeted ad specifically featuring your Michelin-starred restaurant. Now that is precision marketing.
Now, I know what some of you might be thinking at this point. Is this helpful, or is it maybe just a little bit creepy? And that is a critical question. It really gets to the core philosophy behind all of this technology. There's a very fine line between relevance and intrusion, and our goal always is to stay on the right side of it. This right here is the key. You have to think about it from the guest's point of view. They were already looking for a luxury hotel. Showing them an ad that speaks directly to their passion for fine dining isn't stalking them, it's saving them time on research. When this is done right, the technology actually reduces their stress and makes the whole complicated process of planning travel feel seamless and, well, easy.
And this guest-first philosophy ties directly to clear, measurable business results. By making things easier for the guest, you reduce the friction in their planning process. By giving them the right offer at just the right time, you're meeting them at the exact moment they're ready to buy. And by targeting only the people most likely to convert, you make sure your marketing budget is spent as effectively as possible, maximizing your return on ad spend, or ROAS.
So, as you all move forward in your studies and then out into your careers, I want to leave you with this question. The technology we've talked about is only going to get smarter and more powerful. But at the end of the day, it's just a tool. The real challenge and the real opportunity is how you are going to use it. How will you harness all this data, not just to fill rooms, but to create truly perfect, seamless, and unforgettable guest experiences? Because that, right there, is the future of hospitality. Thank you.